In the early stages of her injury struggles, Caitlin Clark found herself constantly pushing to get back on the court. "Oh, I need to get back," she thought after the first couple of setbacks. But as the injuries piled up, the frustration grew. She had worked so hard in the offseason, only to find herself sidelined. But then, something changed. Caitlin shared that after one particularly tough injury, she received a text from her mom that truly struck a chord. "You've taken so much time for everybody else. You need to take time for yourself now." For the first time, Caitlin realized the importance of prioritizing her own health. It wasn't just about the game anymore, it was about taking care of herself physically and emotionally. She was learning to trust the process, even on the frustrating days. Nobody expected what happened when Caitlin Clark sat down with Sue Bird for what was supposed to be a casual conversation. The two were chatting about basketball, and suddenly, Caitlin dropped a response about her injury that had fans shocked. Was it a hint about a comeback? A mind game? Or was it the beginning of basketball's next great plot twist? Whatever it was, the internet was on fire. Fans could hardly believe their eyes, and Sue Bird's expression said it all. This wasn't just an interview. It was a cliffhanger, a moment that would change the narrative around Caitlin Clark. "Do I believe Caitlin Clark said this?" Sue Bird asked.
"Yeah."
"Do I believe she's right?"
"Yeah."
"I can't believe she said it out loud. But she's 100% correct." The moment Caitlin Clark opened up about her injury struggles, it felt like more than just an injury update. It was a game changer. Caitlin came to the table with answers that were vague yet impactful, the kind of answers that left everyone guessing. She spoke about her journey with injuries, starting with a quadriceps strain that seemed like a minor setback but quickly turned into something more. Then, just when she thought things were looking up, another groin injury followed. It was like her body was working against her, as if the universe was conspiring to keep her off the court. Injuries in the WNBA are no joke, and Caitlin was feeling the weight of it all. But she didn't dramatize it. Caitlin kept it real. "When I first started feeling pain, I didn't understand it. Was I just tight? Was I getting old? Do I need a stretch? What's going on here?" she said. This was the first time Caitlin had truly faced the challenge of dealing with injury, and it was a struggle like no other. For someone who had never missed a game in college, this reality was an entirely new experience. The stop-and-go nature of her season was unlike anything she had ever experienced. "It's not like I have a training camp to build up to playing my first game again. No, you're tossed into game 30, and you have to go try to play well. It's hard. It really is," she explained. But it wasn't just the physical toll. The mental challenges were the hardest part. Caitlin admitted that she had never been through anything like this before. "I've never really dealt with injury," she said. This insight gave her a deeper appreciation for her teammates who had dealt with injuries in the past. It gave her perspective on what they had been going through all along, and it wasn't easy. The rehab process was brutal, and Caitlin struggled with balancing her desire to return quickly with the reality of her body not being ready. "I think the hardest part was not knowing how I was going to feel the next day after playing. With these types of injuries, it's not like I'm going to have a definitive 6-week timeline. It's all about how my body feels." Caitlin's journey wasn't just about physical recovery. It was about learning how to listen to her body and trust the healing process. "I'm going to be thankful for this moment," she said, knowing that every step she took, every struggle, would help her grow as both an athlete and a person. Meanwhile, the WNBA's viewership and ticket sales reflected her absence. When Caitlin wasn't on the court, the Fever's performance took a noticeable hit. Their winning percentage dropped, and attendance at games dipped. The numbers were a painful reminder of just how valuable Caitlin was to the league. "When I don't play, there's a dip, a substantial dip," Caitlin acknowledged. "Fans spend their time, money, and resources to see her play, and when she's sidelined, the energy is noticeably different." But Caitlin took it all in stride, continuing to support her team and fans, even from the sidelines. She signed autographs for longer than when she was actively playing, making sure to give back to those who supported her. Caitlin's selflessness was clear. She was grateful for the love and support from her fans and teammates, especially during her difficult recovery. She spoke about how those moments of connection helped her stay grounded. "It's been cool to see people continue to show up, whether they're fans of the Fever or fans of myself. They're continuing to support, and that's why I've been trying to take as much time as I can to give back," she said. But then the conversation took an unexpected turn. Caitlin, known for her sharp wit, couldn't resist making a light-hearted comment about officiating. "I was more so coaching the refs," Caitlin quipped, before delivering the mic drop. "I would make a good ref. I wouldn't miss a call." Sue Bird's smile said it all. Caitlin had just made a statement that could send shockwaves through the league. This wasn't just frustration talking, it was a sharp critique of a system that had been under fire for inconsistent calls all season. Caitlin's delivery was both humorous and filled with conviction. She wasn't just making a joke, she was challenging the league's officiating standards. Her comment wasn't a random outburst. It was a well-thought-out critique of a pattern she had been noticing in games. She knew the game, and she knew when calls were missed. Caitlin was calling attention to the officiating inconsistencies that players had been whispering about for years. With her basketball IQ and experience, she was in a position to offer a perspective that couldn't be ignored. Her influence on the game was growing, and her willingness to speak up showed that she wasn't just a player, she was a leader. As Caitlin reflected on the physical toll of her rookie season and the increased pressure she faced on the court, it became clear that her struggles were more than just about basketball. Opponents weren't just trying to stop her, they were trying to break her down physically. "The pressure was constant," Caitlin said. "Full court, all game long. Teams were trying to tire me out, trying to push me, not let me get anything easy." The level of physicality she faced was a far cry from college, where she wasn't subjected to the same relentless pressure. Teams were making it personal. But Caitlin wasn't going to let it break her. She was determined to come back stronger. "I'm going to give myself grace," she said, acknowledging how hard it had been to deal with the stop-and-go nature of her recovery. Despite the physical setbacks, Caitlin was learning to be patient with herself and focus on the long game. "I'm just trying to be the best teammate I can," she added. The interview left fans with a lot to process. Caitlin's honesty, vulnerability, and leadership shone through, making it clear that her comeback was more than just about basketball. It was about standing up for herself, her teammates, and the game she loved. The WNBA might have a lot to learn from Caitlin Clark, not just as a player, but as a voice for change. As she gears up for her return, one thing is certain: Caitlin Clark is not just the future of the WNBA. She's a force of nature, and when she steps back on that court, it's going to be one of the most electric moments in sports history. Her return will be more than just a game, it will be a statement. A statement about resilience, leadership, and the unwavering determination to overcome whatever challenges come her way.